Section 12.1 is all about polynomials. So let's take a look. A polynomial is something that is the sum of several monomials. So first of all, terms are the monomials in a polynomial joined by addition. So what is a monomial? First thing we want to talk about is that a monomial is a single term, no pluses or minuses. It can have variables and numbers. It can have something like two variables and numbers, but you notice that everything is being joined by multiplication. Okay? So when we have terms that are joined by addition, we take our monomials, our single pieces, and join them together with a plus sign. This now is a polynomial, poly meaning more than one, that has two different terms joined together. Let's look at this a little bit more closely, and we'll talk more about this in class because this is really important vocabulary. Classify the polynomials by the number of terms. So a monomial is a polynomial with only one term, something like 3x or 7y squared or 4p squared q cubed. Okay, each one of these by itself is a monomial. When I start to join them together, if I put two of these monomials or two of these terms together with a plus sign, 3x plus 7y squared, now I have an entire polynomial that we call a binomial, bi meaning two. Another example of a binomial would be 7y squared, 7y squared plus 4xy. Again, each one of these individually is a term. We join them together. Two terms joined together form a binomial. Trinomial, three terms. So pick any three terms that you can think of. 4x squared plus 2x plus 7. So three terms joined together. Now let's back up a minute. I should have maybe done this on the last screen. Okay, joined by addition. Everything I've done so far has been addition. And you can put this right after what we did a second ago. Let's say that I have this polynomial, 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. This is a subtraction sign. I still have three terms, but my middle term is negative 3x. So although it is joined with subtraction, if I change it to addition, I now know that my terms are 2x squared, negative 3x, and 1. It is a trinomial, three terms. Two of the terms are positive, one is negative. All right, so terms. Monomials, three examples. Binomial, two different examples. A trinomial, one example. So tell me about this one. 4x squared y minus 7x. Is this a monomial, a binomial, or a trinomial? It is a binomial. It has two terms. The first term is 4x squared y, and the second term is negative 7x. We could write it with a plus sign, but plus and negative is the same as minus. All right, degrees of a term. When we have a term, we add the sum of the exponents of the variables to get the degree. So 3x squared y to the fourth. 2 plus 4 is 6. This is a sixth degree term. Okay? 4x. Again, we're only looking at the variables. The understood exponent here is 1. This is a first degree term. How about 4x squared y? See if you can figure out the degree. So the degree of the x is second degree plus an understood 1. This is a third degree term. So that's the degree of terms. What about the degree of the entire polynomial? The degree of the polynomial is the degree of its greatest term, not the sum of the degrees of all the terms together. So, polynomial, 4x squared y plus 2x minus 7y squared plus 4. So this term is a third degree term. Third degree term. This term is a first degree term. This term is second degree. And this last term has no variable. It's a 0 degree term. But the polynomial, the whole polynomial, we look at only the greatest term. In this case, it's third. This is a third degree polynomial. Again, we're not adding up the degrees in each term. We can classify each term individually, but when we look at the whole polynomial, we simply look at the greatest term, and that's what we call. Let's try one more of these. So if I have 7x cubed y squared plus 5x squared y plus 6x plus 4y. What is the degree of the polynomial? So look at each term, figure out the degree, and then pick the greatest one. So this is the greatest degree term, so this is a fifth degree polynomial. All right, the last thing we're going to do on the video, and then we'll do more in class, I promise. Standard form must be simplified with all like terms combined and must be in order from highest power to lowest power. Standard form. So if I give you 5x plus 3x squared, let's put a minus in there, minus 7x plus 4 plus 2x squared. The first thing I have to do is group like terms. So I've got a 5x and a minus 7x, that's minus 2x. I've got a 3x squared and a 2x squared, that's 5x squared, and I've got a 4. The next thing is to put them in order from highest power to lowest. So this is the highest power, second degree, 5x squared, then minus 2x, then plus 4. This is a trinomial, 3 terms. It is a second degree trinomial. All right, that's it for the notes. We'll do several more before we start on the homework in class.